The life of Australian cricket legend Rod Marsh has been celebrated at a funeral at Adelaide Oval. Australian cricketing royalty turned out in full force to farewell the former wicketkeeper and selector who earlier this month, aged 74, a week after having a heart attack. Marsh played 96 tests for Australia between 1970 and 1984, snaring 355 dismissals behind the stumps. Rod Marsh's funeral service was held at Adelaide Oval. He also served as Australia's chairman of Selectors before stepping down in 2016. The celebration of Marsh's life was hosted by former state cricketer and commentator James Brashaw. If you focused only on what Rod did on the cricket field, you'd miss so much. If he had any say, with his trademark humility, you'd miss the lot, Brashaw said. Not only a brilliant cricketer, he was an even better teammate. We are here to celebrate. We are here to respect the passing of a great man, and to celebrate a life lived to the fullest. Marsh's brother Graham, an accomplished golfer, spoke at the funeral about his brother's early love of cricket, a love rivaled only by his love of his family and red wine. Graham told a story about Rod coming to his rescue when he got into a fight with the town bully. "I learnt 2 valuable lessons from my little brother that day. I always wanted to be on his team, and secondly, he would do anything to protect his family," Graham said through tears. David Boone at Rod Marsh's funeral. Many will remember Rod as the larrikin, the formidable diving wicketkeeper, the swashbuckling batsman, iron gloves, Bacchus, bold lily court Marsh, the lover of fine red wine, the passionate golfer, the king of sledge both on the cricket field and, I can tell you, even more so on the golf course. He might well be remembered by many for telling a yarn and holding the room in the palm of his hand. All of these things and many more are certainly true, but I will always remember my brother Rod for his devotion, loyalty, love of his family and friends. Adam Gilchrist at Rod Marsh's funeral in Adelaide. A recorded eulogy voiced by Adam Gilchrist was played before Marsh's 3 best friends and former teammates, John Inverarity, Bruce Laird and Dennis Lillee, also paid tribute. Fast bowling legend Lillee, who forged a famed on-field double act with Marsh reflected in the score line, "Court Marsh, bowled Lillee," that occurred 95 times in tests, fought back tears, as he recalled their off-field mateship. The pair made their test debuts in the same Ashes series, and retired together on the same day in 1984. "It's taken me days to be able to write my thoughts down on this amazing bloke," Lillee said. "I don't want to talk about his cricket ability, because that's been very well documented. It's the person Rod Marsh that I loved. It's something that grew over time, even after our careers were finished." Bruce Laird, John Inverarity, and Dennis Lillee spoke at the service. Lillee revealed that their friendship started badly, with Marsh initially regarding Lillee with suspicion when he saw him with a soft drink in hand. One day after a day's play, him, unusually with a beer in his hand and me pouring a full-strength soft drink ready to chat, he said to me, "I gotta tell you, I don't trust you," Lillee recalled, to a ripple of laughter. Gradually our friendship blossomed. "I miss my mate and will keep remembering the good times. He was a one-off." Marsh is survived by his wife Roslyn and 3 sons, Paul, Daniel and Jamie. Former international cricketer Glenn McGrath, at Rod Marsh's funeral. His oldest son Paul spoke at the service of the pride and gratitude he felt for his father. "Dad was obviously a great cricketer, but I think people loved him because of the way he went about playing the game, his care for others, his sense of fun, and his impact on the next generation," Paul Marsh said. "He kept things simple, he hated seeing people overcomplicate things, and he lived his whole life with integrity and humility." Rod Marsh's cricket uniform at his service. Paul finished his speech through tears, saying, "Dad was a hero to many, he was always mine, and he always will be. Love you, mate." The service ended with a photo slide show, and his grandchildren placing roses on his casket, which was then carried out to Adelaide Oval. His family and those at the service placed sprigs of wattle on the casket before it was carried out of the stadium through a guard of honour formed by former and current state and test cricketers. Adam Gilchrist hugs Rosalind Marsh after the service. There was a procession onto Adelaide Oval following the service. Rod Marsh's family and friends laid sprigs of wattle next to his gloves.